achieve.
Right. But you can't do that if you don't
Right.
deal with the information.
And recognize that in the heat of the moment, it's normal for you not to get to the most accurate conclusion first because the amygdala is in the way.
Right.
So it is normal for you to maybe come up with a not completely accurate solution first, give yourself some time, and with more time and experience, you get to the best accurate conclusion. And with more time and experience, you get to better conclusions faster as you move forward. That's just part of growing up. This is why your teenagers are so stupid. I love them, but they are. Not because they're stupid, but because they lack the experience to have those best solutions or those more accurate solutions come up first.
They're invulnerable, right?
Right. I mean, if you're wondering how stupid teenagers are, go watch that 70s show or that 90s show. Some of the things on there that these teenagers come up with, the reason it's so funny is because we've all been there going, wait, really? Ha, yeah, I was there. That's funny. Yeah, it happens,
Well,
right?
And so I said, you have to be able to logically think through there. And I've only heard these Book of Mormon songs today. But they're fresh, fresh on my brain.
Right. Well, and let me explain this. This is because I'm like, hey, Mason, we're going to go see the Book of Mormon off Broadway in April. We should probably listen to the songs because it's easier for us to follow the play when we watch it. And hey, some of it's pretty I told Mason, I was like, hey, Mace, some of it's pretty crass. So just so you're prepared.
So there's one missionary's talking about, his best friend growing up, and they were close as could be. And then one day he had kind of some sexual feelings toward him. And he's like, step back, turn that off. And fine, right? But if you teach as an organization fear of an idea or a thought or a situation instead of investigation of a situation, he might find that didn't mean anything at all. It just means that I have a good friend that I'm close to. Or he might find, that means I'm gay, whichever place that goes. But if you're afraid to investigate it, you shut it down, then your brain kind of settles on, okay, well, we're afraid of these things. We're not going to address this at all. And we have to be curious with our brains to go, okay, why did I go there?
Right.
Was that really the best thing? Or was it just the safest thing at the time? Or was it the first solution that was available or whatever? Right.
Which is why one of the primary characteristics of somebody caught in a conspiratorial thinking pattern is fear. Fear and mistrust are huge components.
Right.
And so it's actually in that quote that you gave further down in the article, it says that even though many conspiracy theories seem to provide clarity or a supposed secret truth about confusing events, a need for closure or a sense of control were not the strongest motivators to endorse conspiracy theories. Instead, the researchers found some evidence that people were more likely to believe in general conspiracy theories about how the world works, meaning that it's our brain's need to solve the problem in a way that makes it make sense than it is to feel superior. And it's, if this makes sense to me, I can relax about it.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of in this next quote on here too.
Right.
If you're
go ahead. I'm ready for your
okay.
next quote.
So the researchers also found that people with certain personality traits, such as a sense of antagonism toward others and high levels of paranoia, were more prone to believe conspiracy theories. Those who strongly believed in conspiracy theories were also more likely to be insecure, paranoid, emotionally volatile, impulsive, suspicious, withdrawn, manipulative, egocentric, and eccentric.
Yep.
And I think the next one kind of goes into that as well, but let's talk about what that was. Or do you want me to read the next one as well?
Well, no, because is it the big five? Because
I don't
so
know.
I'm going to go a little bit. So the big
okay.
5 personality traits that prevent conspiratorial thinking are extroversion, agreeableness, openness, conscientiousness, and neuroticism. Had a much weaker relationship with conspiratorial thinking.
Okay.
So one of the things that this is talking about, or that I wanted to kind of tie into these high demand organizations is that high demand organizations are really good at making you mistrust anything on the outside of their organization. So like in Mormonism, again, talking about our experiential expertise, the prophets are, you can't trust your governments. You can't trust anybody who doesn't believe like us. The only people you can trust implicitly are the top 15. That's your prophet, his 2 counselors, and the 12 apostles. Right. Anybody outside of that, anybody who disagrees with what we say, you shouldn't trust. And so what you're doing from the time people are really little is you're building an attitude of mistrust of outside authority, but you're not creating an attitude of curiosity.
Right.
Whereas what you really want is, I think it's this way, but I want to teach you to question. I want to teach you how to look at the data. I want to teach you how to research things.
Right.
It's been said, it's almost cliche, that the religion of our day is science. And I think that, I'm really proud of that, because one of the things I love about science is that science allows you to change your opinion in the face of new experiences and new data.
And validates the opinions that it puts forth by some sort of...
It's
tested and reproducible. That's what I'm looking for. Reproducible results. Like, hey, when I do this, every time I do this, this is the result that we get. So it's reproducible.
Right. And so does pretty much everybody else that does it.
Right.
In the same way
you follow the
that
rules
I do
that I wrote down here, it's going to happen. Yeah.
Right. And the thing with science, it's not like the Book of Mormon's circular reasoning, which is, oh, you didn't get the strong, warm, fuzzy feeling in your chest. Well, that's because you did it wrong.
Right. Well, and they blame that on the most pervasive, present, manipulative being that has ever existed, which is Satan, right? Satan is the most powerful being on this earth in reality when it comes to Christianity, because he can do so much. And if you're not careful, he'll suck you into his web. And you're stuck, and you may not even know that you're stuck, right? So you have the best possible scapegoat to support what you want people to do, because you can blame him for anything.
I think that's really important, because in conspiracy theories, there's usually a scapegoat somewhere.
Sure.
So let's identify who is the scapegoat, because when we're looking at scapegoats, that means that somebody's not taking responsibility somewhere along the lines. And again, when there's narcissistic personality disorder, there's usually a scapegoat. Who's the scapegoat? Let's identify who the scapegoat is. Because if you're finding that somebody has a scapegoat, that's a red flag.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if the scapegoat is always the United States government is lying to me, well, has the United States government lied to us before? Hell yes. Yes, they have.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Have they lied about everything? Of course not. So let's get into that gray zone. All right. Go ahead, Mason.
All right, next quote here. Some evidence suggests a link between personality and conspiracy theories. Shauna Bowes, a clinical psychology doctoral student at Emory University, and her colleagues surveyed nearly 2,000 people and found that those lower on agreeableness, conscientiousness, and humility were more likely to embrace both general conspiracy theories, like the government is hiding something from us, and concrete ones, like the Apollo moon landings were fake. People with pathological personality scores, such as high grandiosity or very low self-esteem, were even more likely to support conspiratorial narratives.
Okay. So are you guys seeing the pattern here?
Right.
Are you seeing that? What Dr. Bashaw next week is going to be talking quite a bit about as a fragile ego. Again, deep levels of insecurity, a need to be right, a fear of being wrong, black and white thinking, us versus them, right versus wrong, good versus evil, mistrust in authority, lack of empathy, a need to know, a need to belong to a small group of people that are better than or have the secret knowledge. We're the special ones that know.
Right. My thought being that in the case of Mormonism, if you are converted to this idea that the truth lives here, I think one of the underlying messages is also then that out there is not
Correct.
the truth. Even though there's a lot of truth out there, and some leaders will talk about all the truth that is also out there, but implicit is the truth is here, the truth is not there. You might be able to glean some stuff, but the truth is not there, which means you have to question all of that. But why? Why do I need to question all of that if I know right here is the truth? So I'm just going to hang on to this right here because this is the truth, and I'm not going to worry very much.
Hey, head on over to Amazon and buy your copy of Trauma Bonded, a true story of navigating attachments forged in complex PTSD by me, Sarah Westbrook.
Shop Plato's Closet tax-free August 2nd through 4th for back-to-school styles. We sell the trendy, gently used styles you need to make a difference in the world and in your wallet for back-to-school shopping. Save up to 70% off regular retail prices by choosing recycled styles. Save even more when you shop tax-free this weekend. Make a change that others can respect and repeat. Shop Plato's Closet in North Charleston and West Ashley this year for your back-to-school looks. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken expert since 1990. Taco expert since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.